Welcome to What You Want to Know About Spinal Cord Injuries, where I answer the most common questions you have about spinal cord injuries. Today, I'm going to show you how a quadriplegic can get dressed. This might get really interesting with having these other pants on, so we'll see how this goes. I will usually put my hands down in the waist of the pant and pull it up. First step down, now we've got to get socks and shoes on. Just to make it more difficult, I'm going to try putting compression socks on. A couple days a week I do have help, and so I normally will just keep the compression socks on overnight so I don't have to mess with them. But I can do it when I'm in a bind. So, just for kicks, we'll see how this goes. thing about dressing by yourself that I think is really important is you can see the amount of flexibility I'm needing to keep within my limbs. And I think that's one thing that's really important to remember is that even if you're not doing range of motion, getting dressed is a good way to get that range of motion without actually doing range of motion exercises. And yes, I lick my hands to get traction on the socks. Some people think that putting socks on first is easier. To me, I think it's more difficult. So that's why I put them on after I have the pants on. When I'm doing this, I want to make the point that I am a complete injury. I have an Asia 8 injury. So I have no trunk function. Everything that I'm doing is balance and leverage. I'm grabbing the push rim of my chair to get leverage to go over. And now when I'm sitting up, it's just a matter of rocking back and forth and balance and leverage. It's all physics. When I put my shoes on, I do take the time to stretch my hips out a little bit. It's just another opportunity for me to get this hip is particularly tight. I just lean down on it a little bit and just give it a little bit of a stretch. Now I'm going to do my foot, and especially my toes, because my toes get really tight. And this is all bicep, so I'm just pulling in with my bicep to get my foot back. And I'm leveraging it with the other arm. Okay? These shoes don't necessarily go with this outfit, but I wanted to get something, a color, that would show up against the darker sheets. This does have a zipper. Sometimes I can get this up, other times I have to get the zipper pull. We'll see what happens today. That's how zipper works. Now you've seen how a quadriplegic with my level injury is able to get dressed. There are multiple ways of getting dressed. Some people choose to get dressed in their chairs. I find it easy to get dressed in bed, so that's what I do. And some people also choose to bend forward as they get dressed. I don't like to stretch my lower back out so that I don't pancake all the time when I'm in my chair. And what I mean by pancake is just falling forward. So I prefer to keep my back a little bit tighter so that I'm not always falling forward when I'm in the chair. If If you have a comment or just have a question about how someone with a spinal cord injury does something, put your comment or question in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.